What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new episode review of Divorce Sistas, you guys. Now, I know that I said I was going to be back yesterday on Sunday to do Divorce Sistas, but y'all, yeah, I took the day off for myself, so we're here today with Divorce Sistas, Season 1, Episode 2. Episode was titled Old Flames and New Scars, you guys. Now, before I do get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us discuss Divorce Sistas, shall we? All right, you guys, so first things first, I do want to say thank you to everybody who, watched the video, who's left a comment. I appreciate it. I really do. So, Divorce Sistas, everybody who was like, oh, you guys are happy that I'm reviewing it. We're going to stick with it, but it is still on a trial basis, you guys. Y'all know, me and Tyler Perry shows, the minute that I feel like it's going to go off the rails, I'm going to leave it. Because so far, so good. I don't have any complaints, really and truly. But this episode, so we open up. Now, you guys remember the last episode ended with Rashida and that girl, I think her name was Isabella, telling her that she has slept with Jeff, right? So Rashida's sitting here listening to Isabella talk about it. She said they've done it every Thursday for the last, I think she said 3 months. She said it first started out after she broke up with her boyfriend, and it was after church. And then I know she said that it was after Bible studying. So she said one day he took her to the back office, and he pushed up on her, made her give him oral sex, and then they did it on the desk, right? And so Rashida was listening to her. I was like, okay, Rashida listening to her, and Rashida ain't pissed off at her. Because the girl keep asking her, do you think he's going to be mad at me? Are you going to be mad at me? Do you think God's going to forgive me? Will you forgive me? And Rashida was like, yeah, I forgive you. God will forgive you and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, what is Rashida up to? Because you mighty cool. Because if somebody just came to me and told me that they were sleeping with my husband or wife, I'm going to be pissed. I might not necessarily be pissed at you, but I'm definitely gonna be pissed at the person that I'm married to, right? So Rashida's like, okay, well, come on, let's go down to his office, right? And she's like, you sure he's not here? No, I don't want to see him. And Rashida's like, you don't have to worry about that. He's not here. And I'm still sitting here thinking to myself, like, what is Rashida doing? So we see as Rashida and Isabella walk down towards Jeff's office, right? And she's like, but I don't want to see him. And Rashida's like, you don't have to worry. Remember, I told you. He's not here. So Bridget let Rashida know, like, I got your dress, your outfit for the banquet. And Rashida told her, yeah, just go ahead and put it in the car for me, right? So Rashida and Isabella went into Jeff's office. So Rashida wants to ask her, like, so where did all this happen? So was it right here? She said, no, it was more right here on the desk. And I was like, okay. And my whole thinking process is, Rashida, why do you want to know where this shit happened? I wouldn't care where it happened. So Rashida was like, okay, well, this is his calendar, and his calendar says that he, has dinner with his family on Thursdays. But you said it's Thursday, so when did this happen? And I was like, again, Rashida, what does that matter? So you see Isabella getting increasingly upset, and I was like, well, that's weird. You came to tell her that you're sleeping with her husband, and the more questions that she's asking you, you getting pissed off? Like, I was confused. But then Rashida hit her with the double whammy. Rashida was like, yeah, his calendar says he's with us having dinner. I was like, but that, now, when she said the calendar, I was like, that doesn't really mean anything. I put things on my calendar all the time, and sometimes I forget to do things, but it still be on the calendar. So I was like, okay, whatever. But then Rashida turned his computer around, right? And on the laptop, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 different cameras. And even one of them is pointing down towards the desk, pointing in his office and his facing towards the desk, right? Then you see a camera in her office, and I was like, oh, okay. Now, what I was surprised about was Rashida cussing, because Rashida said hoes in this, like when because eventually she left. She was like, so what was this? You trying to get us some money out of us? Because this ain't the first time this has happened. I was like, well, you don't say. And so she left, right? And like I said, she said, I was like, but I know people in the church who do cuss, right? They cuss just as much as, regular they are average everyday people, but I know people who in the church who cuss about as much as I do, right? But neither here nor there, right? So that's really that with Rashida. Now let's pause here and let's move forward. Geneva is gonna get on my nerves. I can see that without a doubt. Rashida's gonna, not Rashida, but Geneva's gonna get on my nerves. Kadeem, you're doing good, girl, so far. You're doing really good. But Geneva is back at the office, right? So a woman comes into Geneva's office and lets her know, like, hey, Javon is outside. And I was like, who is Javon? And so Rashida, why do I keep wanting to say Rashida? Geneva's face, the look on Geneva's face, I said, oh, Geneva, you got skeletons in your closet, don't you, hon? So Javon comes into Geneva's office, and Javon is played by, I can't think of his actual name, but he also plays on Beyond the Gates. He plays Nicole and Ted's friend that's a doctor. He was also on Hit the Floor. He played Terrence on Hit the Floor. And I was like, okay, what's going on with Javon and Geneva? So Javon comes in and lets Geneva know that, I done moved back and I'm divorced. I was like, oh, why she need to know this? And I finally put two and two together, right? Because it's been 6 years since they saw each other. And she told him, if you think that we're going to pick up where we left off, then that's not going to happen. I said 6 years ago. But your daughter is 5. Your daughter is 5. Add another year, that's 6. I was like, so you had an affair. You had an affair. Now, she says it was a one-time thing. I was like, I don't know if I believe that, Harpo. But whatever you say, Geneva. Now, we see Tiffany. So Tiffany went to go check on Naomi. Now, as she got out the car, Rashida called her because Rashida is like, what's going on with Geneva? Because Geneva called Rashida before Javon even came into the office, right? And Tiffany was like, so yeah, girl, I'm not gonna tell you because you're not that great of a liar. So when you see Geneva, whatever Geneva tells you, that'll be your first time hearing it from Geneva. But Tiffany is like, but I'm over here at Naomi's crib to check on Naomi to make sure, Naomi is good. So that way when we get to your banquet, it's all good in the hood. And also to make sure that this bitch ain't drinking. So Naomi overheard the conversation because she got a Ring camera. She was like, bitch, that's a camera and that's a microphone. I heard everything you said. And no, I'm not drinking. But what's going on with Geneva? And she was like, just like I told Rashida, I'm not telling y'all bitches what's going on with Geneva. And I'm like, that's mighty funny because you told Bridget. You told Bridget, but whatever, right? So we also found out that in Naomi's divorce, she got $37 million from Franklin. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money. But money doesn't heal the scars that she got. Because we also found out that Franklin left her for a 25-year-old white girl that he got pregnant. He be on social media. He be taunting the hell out of Naomi. Now, Naomi, let me say this to you right here. Stop letting him taunt you. Don't look at his post. Don't look at her post. Move on with your life. So we also find out that Naomi is suing him because of a parking spot. I said a parking spot? I mean, it's petty, but okay. So Tiffany is letting Naomi know, like, hey, I'm going to therapy, right? I think we should go to therapy together. And Naomi was like, girl, you do that. I'm not. Her glam squad came to get her ready for Rashida's event. I was like, yikes. Oh, girl, please don't go to that event and show your ass, because the more that I'm looking at when Naomi's the type that'll show her ass. But moving on. Let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. Now, we see as Rashida got home, her two kids, I forget the kids' names. Lance is the son's name, who is the young man who plays on Beyond the Gates, that plays Martin Smitty's son. I forgot what the young lady, what the daughter's name is. Her name starts with the M, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can put it down in the comment section. So she got there. She spoke to the kids. The kids weren't paying her no attention. She was like, "Where's your auntie Geneva at?" So Geneva came out, and so Rashida and Geneva went upstairs, right? So Geneva is telling Rashida that she thinks that William is cheating on her, and Rashida's looking at her like, "Girl, no. What's going on with me and you is, we see what's happened to Naomi, and we see what's happened to Tiffany, and it has us on the edge." And Geneva's like, "We? Yeah, we. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Jeff is a piece of shit, right? Do I think that Jeff is cheating? I think here's the thing. If Jeff is cheating, Jeff ain't doing it in places that Rashida would know about. So the young lady saying that it was in his office. If Jeff is cheating, Jeff ain't doing it at the house. He ain't doing it at the house. He ain't doing it at the office. Jeff is smart because he knows that there's a camera there. But whatever, right? So Rashida's basically telling Geneva, if you're looking to catch him in something, you know, like the age old saying goes, if you're looking for something, if you go looking for something, you will find something. And then also Rashida asked her, like, is this really like you trying to absolve yourself, or what happened with you and Javon, right? And Geneva was like, it was 6 years and it was one time. I was like, girl, I don't know if it was one time, but okay, whatever. Let's move over to Bridget. Bridget. Are you desperate for a man? Because your boyfriend, 30 years old, he ain't got a job the first. Now here's the thing, the boy wants to be a content creator, which ain't nothing wrong with that, because you know I'm a content creator, but I do this part-time. I don't do this as my main gig, right? But he wants to be a content creator, and she's gotten him 3 jobs. She got a phone call from somebody because he literally just quit a job that he just got. I was like, and he's staying with you? Baby, that nigga would have to find somewhere else to stay, because I'm sorry, you can't stay with me. It's one thing if you come and stay with me and you're trying to get on your feet. You know, you going to job interviews and you doing this, right? But it's a completely different thing if you staying with me, you ain't trying to find a job. I get you a job and you quit that job. It's a wrap. Finito. We ain't finna do that. We ain't finna play them games. But unfortunately, Bridget is. So Bridget is getting her dress ready for Rashida's banquet, right? So then her boyfriend, what is his name? I forget what the little nigga's name is. But the little nigga come in there, he was like, "Oh, I can't go with you. You know, like, I got free time now." You got free time to get your raggedy, dusty ass on that motherfucking computer and find a job. Because he's talking about he needs to get back into his creative stuff, right? Then he ain't took a bath. I was like, Bridget, you sleeping with that? A dirty ass, trifling ass nigga. But whatever. If Bridget like it, I love it. So she was like, it's a black tie event. He was like, I got a black tie. She was like, where? So he was, I guess, a waiter. She was like, that is a waiter's outfit. He was like, yeah, I know, but you know, I can wear that. She's like, where is it? He's like, oh, it's in the dirty clothes. I said the dirty clothes. So you finna shower, put some dirty clothes on, and go out about your day? But Bridget. None of these women, that's one thing I will say about Tyler. The way he writes women sometimes, it just don't be hitting for me all the time. But hey, whatever. Let's pause here and wrap up the episode, you guys, shall we? Now, moving over to Naomi. Naomi, I really do feel bad for you, right? So Naomi is getting her hair and her makeup done, right? So Naomi, while she's getting her hair and makeup done, she's on her phone and she's looking at social media. And more specifically, she's looking at Franklin's social media. And Franklin is taking digs at her in his post. I was like, Naomi, you wouldn't know that if you weren't looking at his shit. I'm sorry. Once I break up with the person, especially if it's a bad breakup, there is nothing that I want to see from that person. Like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to anything involving you. Like, you don't exist in my book. At that, like, no, hell no. So, because he was tormenting her with his new wife. But here's the thing, Naomi, think in your brain, if he got to sit on social media and take shots at you through the new wife, that tells you all you need to know right there. Everything ain't good with him and his new wife. He's just doing that stuff. Like, people put shit on social media all day, every day, and their lives be in disarray. And I feel like that's probably what it is with him and his wife. Now, we see Anika. Anika is at home and, she's with Sarah, and William comes home, and she was really ecstatic to see William. And so she was like, you didn't pick me up today. He's like, but mommy did. She was like, it's more fun when you pick me up. I was like, oh, Geneva. For you to say that you had to go through hoops and hurdles to have this baby, and then when you have this baby, you seem hands off with her. Yikes. So then William went in the kitchen to see Geneva, right? Geneva got this cold, stank attitude. And I'm sitting here looking at Geneva, it's like, here's the thing. Geneva believes he's cheating on her, right? And that's fine. But Geneva was being passive aggressive. But Geneva's being passive aggressive because you got skeletons in your fucking closet. Geneva's going, like I said earlier, Geneva is going to bother me. Literally, she's going to bother me. So we see it's Rashida and Jeff. Jeff was on the phone with somebody, right? And so Rashida walked downstairs. Jeff is whispering. Then he closes the door. And that's why I say, girl, I do believe Jeff might be cheating. Now, I know most of y'all are on episode 5. Please don't leave any spoilers in the comment section about Jeff and Rashida. But like I said, if Jeff is cheating, Rashida, he's smart about it for right now. So they arguing with each other, going back and forth, right? Now that daughter there, she got a smart ass mouth. Hell, even Lance got a smart ass. Them kids got smart ass mouths. Them kids got some smart ass. I would have slapped the shit out of both of them. Lance would have been missing his teeth, and that daughter would have been missing her teeth as well, because they both got some smart ass mouths. Now, we move back over to Geneva. So Geneva is getting, they getting ready to go to the banquet, right? So Geneva comes downstairs and she sees Javon, and we find out that William has invited Javon to the banquet with them. Javon also met Anika. Anika wanted her daddy to tuck her into bed, right? So William took Anika upstairs. While William is upstairs with Anika, Javon and Geneva are downstairs. And Geneva is just, I was like, oh, Geneva, girl, you ain't got no poker face. Because Geneva's face said everything that I need to know. Because Javon asked a question that I was wondering. Is that my daughter? And that's where the episode ended. I said, well, I'd be good, goddamn. That's why I don't see it for Geneva 100%. Because, yeah, Geneva, you give trifling. You give trifling tease. But that's episode 2, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. Until next time, you guys, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So today is Monday. I just found out Sunday that I have jury duty tomorrow. I found out that I have jury duty. I got a text message, which I thought was weird. I was like, since when does Dallas County send a text message that you got jury duty? And it had a spelling error in it. So like, this can't be real. But then the text message was followed up by an email. And I was like, okay, that's very weird. So I'm gonna have to go to my aunt's house later today to see if there's a jury summons for me at her house. But she never mentioned anything about a jury summons. So I don't know if this is real or fake, but whatever. But Episode 3 should be up. If it's not up tomorrow, it'll be up on Wednesday. But my goal is to have episode 3 up on tomorrow. If it's up, just know that I might not. It'll be a premiere per usual, but just know that I won't probably be in a premiere with you guys. But hey, once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, and until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, guys, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.